Okay, today we're going to flip a pot on the wheel. What that means is we're going to start with a pot that's really wide at the bottom and narrow at the top. And then we're going to invert it in one throw to real narrow in the bottom and wide on the top. Okay? And there's no practical reason to do this, meaning it's not the way you'd want to get to a wide opening at the top, but it's a good technical practice at hand positions of how to change your hand positions to control the shaping. Okay? So for advanced students, this is not a real good one for beginners. Advanced students, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to probably make real fancy shapes later once you've got centering, opening, and pulling done. This is a way to practice what the hands do and how they shape. Okay? So I'm going to start with a simple centered ball of clay. We're going to come in just like normal and open that up. Okay? And we're going to get to it right about there. And then I'm going to pull it really wide. So I'm going to pull on that. Keep that wet. I'm going to pull it wide, pull it wide, pull it wide. Okay? Okay, so that's a pretty wide opening. You want to definitely, when you pull a pot wide, you want to really compress the bottom of your pot. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to narrow that to like a kind of like a cone shape. To do that, this hand is going to be higher than that hand. In fact, I'm not even going to move this hand when I do my pull. I'm going to go up into what I call the pocket. Okay? So I'm going to displace the clay, and then I'm going to open my hand, and I'm going to travel up the pocket. Okay? You can see how that's really good for like orbs and for closing in a pot. See how dominant this hand was in going up and over. I'm going to do that again. Expand it out a little bit more. Squeeze. And pull that shut. And I got a little bit of a loose bat, but it's okay. And I always compress that rim when I'm done. And then, again, you want to kind of keep pushing that. You can just kind of get underneath that and drive with the finger.
How you doing on that centering, Lydia?
Until you get to that point. Okay? So there's our cone. Okay? Once you do that, you really want to kind of compress that. Take a break for a minute before you start flipping the pot. Okay? Okay? Get that good and compressed. Now, once that's good and compressed, we're gonna flip it now. The pot's gonna be the other way around. Okay? To do that, I can't just stretch this out because if I do that, this is gonna tear. Okay? Even good clay will tear eventually. So I'm gonna link my fingers inside and push down and pull out and push down as I pull out. See how I keep that thick? Okay? Now this is a move where you can narrow a pot. So even a lot of beginners, when they throw a pot, they leave a lot of extra clay on the bottom. So one way to get rid of that is to come in with two fingers here, lightly touching, one finger pointing straight down, and I'm going to lean into the pot like this. Okay? And it's gradual turning up the pressure. It's not a sudden push. When I narrow it like that, it's going to get thick at the bottom. So I'm going to reach in there and I'm going to grab that clay now. And I'm going to pull that up. And you can see that bat moving. I definitely want to secure that bat before you try any throwing. So now we're almost at neutral again. So I'm going to come back in. I'm going to push that inward a little bit more. You don't want to go too far. The pot will start wobbling. And that tells you you've gone far enough for one shot. So now you can kind of come up, grab that guy, and I'm going to pull outward now. I'm going to compress that really well, pushing it down slightly. Okay, let's narrow that again. Driving in, driving in. See how narrow that got? And it's just you gradually increase pressure and then gradually let go of the pressure. You don't have to just move away quickly. Now, because this is recycled clay, we're going to get some tearing. So again, you can also stop periodically and really compress this. Okay? And then again, come in and pinch and press. Okay? Let's do one more narrowing. So now notice how I'm not angling my hand like that. I'm leaning into it from way down below. Okay? Pretty narrow. grab that, and now this hand is higher than the outside. So they're like this. Okay, and that's really important because in order to come out like that, in order to pull the pot shape outward, I need the inside hand higher. Okay, and so you can see now how we've kind of gotten to a point where we've inverted or flipped the pot upside down. And again, the pressure is gentle and constant. Okay, so one last pull and see if we can get that a little bit wider. And again, I'm feeling the clay to make sure. Now, a little bit dry there, so get some water. So that's called flipping a pot. And again, the idea behind it is not that we're looking for a practical finish here to a pot. We are looking for the idea of how can we control whether the pot goes out, whether it goes in. Sometimes you're going to use both of these skills in one pot, where you're going to flare out to belly it, and then you're going to want to roll it in, so your hand position shifts. Okay?